Good morning. It's the next morning. This guy's napping so hard. Like I was saying yesterday, he's just been kind of struggling. He did okay last night. He did like one stretch of like over 3 hours, and then the rest of them were like an hour. So, and then when Ken got up with him, he like really woke up, so he was a little bit tricky to put back to sleep, and it was a whole thing. But he's pretty out right now. The carrier, like I was saying, really helps knock him out. But we're gonna do hopefully a couple fun things today. Ken's actually like replacing the light switch for like our automated lights. They kind of malfunctioned, so the company, like, I don't know, I think they were under warranty, so they gave us a new light switch, so he's doing that. He doesn't really know what he's doing, but I'm sure he's gonna figure it out. And then we also want to do his little like handprint casting ornament kind of thing today, and I think you can do like 2 different colors, so I don't know if we'll leave it white or if we'll do the blue. They say that's pink. That's definitely red. I don't know how easy or like difficult this is gonna be, especially with his hand and all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna give that a go. And then we got a couple Amazon packages late last night, so I wanted to really quick shout out this pillowcase that we got in. A company did send this to us, but I think this is so nice. It's way nicer than I expected. I'll flip you around so it's not backwards. Look how nice this packaging is. I feel like typically with Amazon stuff, you know, it'll just come in like a bag or like something like that, but I feel like it's not very typical to get something like this really like nice, almost like a giftable box, and it has really nice graphic on it. This is the brand, it's Lily Silk. I will of course link this down below. And if y'all don't know, silk pillowcases are like the best thing for your hair, for your skin. I've tried them before, but this one seems like it's gonna be way nicer than any of the ones I've tried before. And then look how nicely it comes wrapped. Like I keep saying, this is like very giftable, and it's all like nicely folded up in here. It's got a little bit of branding on there. Just really nice presentation. I'm super impressed with this. It's also just really crazy soft. It is a mulberry silk, so it's a really nice quality. Like you can tell just by touching it, it just feels so silky smooth. Honestly, it's really nice. And they have a ton of different colors. They have standard sizes, queen sizes, king sizes. We got the gray because all of our pillows on our bed are gray, so this is gonna match perfectly. This is just so nice. So I will link this down below. Definitely check it out. Look at this little guy. He's fighting his nap so hard. We put him in like this little sleep bag for his naps. I think it helps. Look at this cute baby. We're doing diaper free time to help with his diaper rash. And he is just happy as a clam, just like looking at his cards. They're over there. They're over here. There's obviously like some toys and stuff like that. We have the Love Every playmat, but then we also have this one. So when like one's in the wash, we use the other one, and he just lays here so contentedly. He like makes little goos and gaws and gurgles, kicks his legs and his arms around and smiles. And has so much fun. Yeah. Do you want to say something, baby bear? Is there something you're trying to say about your cards? Oh, really? Oh, really? Look at that big old belly. That big old belly. Yeah. And I'm actually kind of having like a huge, I don't know, not a mental breakdown by any means, that's so dramatic, but kind of like, I don't know, a mental something. Just like trying to balance everything. We just came back from the doctor about his diaper rash, and it's getting so much better. Thankfully, we like passed inspection to whatever degree, like we don't have to come back. But she is gonna put us on a second, or I guess a third cream. We're doing the hydrocortisone and an antibiotic cream, but she also wants to add an antifungal cream just in case, like, I don't know, I guess fungal infections can kind of come about when there's other things going on. So we're gonna try that. Obviously, like, can't hurt, so we're gonna go pick up another prescription, and then we're on the road to recovery though. We don't have like any other appointments to go back other than his normal like 2-month well baby visit. And then I'm also gonna get my second and final chickenpox shot during that appointment as well. So we have, you know, hopefully no more, I guess, like office visit, like sick baby visits, even though he's not sick per se. So that's really good. He's actually, I think I talked about how the lactation consultant kind of has us not like restricting him, but just not feeding him any more often than every 2 hours. Like if it's been only like 30 minutes or an hour, like try to soothe him in another way, because it's unlikely that he's hungry, and we should try not to just like constantly pump him with milk just because he needs to be soothed. So it seems like that's working, because he weighs the same as he weighed about I think like 5 days ago, and last time the lactation consultant was here, he was gaining 27 ounces in 15 days. So that's obviously like over an ounce a day, like an ounce and a half, something like that a day. So the fact that it's been 5 days and he hasn't gained any weight is pretty good considering his situation. And obviously he is only like 5.5 weeks old, and he's almost 13 pounds. He's 12 pounds 13 ounces, 14 ounces, something like that, very, very close to 13 pounds. So obviously at his age, it's not a concern that he's not like gaining weight. He's like totally fine where he's at. So we are super excited about that, and hopefully like the number of appointments we have is just slowly dwindling. But I did a super dumb thing, and I don't know how I did this, and part of me still thinks like someone like punked me and like changed my appointment without me knowing, because I purposely made his appointment for this morning because I had an appointment with my OB like right after. So I was like, you know what, whatever, we'll just kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and then we don't have to like get ready and leave the house multiple different times this week to go to doctor's appointments. We can just go to his, go to mine. We'll be kind of out like all morning, but at least we would kind of have everything out of the way all at the same time, and then just not have to deal with appointments the rest of the week. So we go to his appointment, and then it actually worked out perfectly. We like ran to Dunkin' and got coffee and a couple donuts, and then went to my appointment, and like we didn't have a ton of time to kill. It's kind of what I was afraid of. Either his appointment would run long and we'd be rushing, or it would go quick and then we just have like time to kill before we go to my appointment, because it wouldn't make sense to come home and we'd just be like sitting in a parking lot doing nothing. But it actually worked out perfectly. We like everything kind of went really seamlessly. We sort of killed a little time going to Dunkin'. We would go to my appointment, I start like filling out the paperwork, and then the girl at the receptionist, she like recognizes me, so immediately she's like, wait, when's your appointment? And I was like, oh, we're a tiny bit early, but it's for 11, and it was like 10:40. She's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, it's in my app. And she's like, it's next week, and it's this day next week. I do not know how I did that. Like, I don't know how. And I also had written down that it was 10:45, and she said it's at 11. So I don't know. I don't know if somehow I just wrote down the wrong week. I mean, I got the right day. It's still like Wednesday, but I don't know if I got the wrong week and the wrong time, or if something changed and I didn't know it. Or I mean, I don't really think that they like changed my appointment. Wow, I have a big knot right here. I don't really think they changed my appointment without telling me, but at the same time, I'm like, how did I do that? Like, that's not, I've never done something like that where I just like showed up somewhere at the completely like wrong time or day. So anyway, I mean, it's okay because like we were already out. I guess I feel like it would have been annoying if we had killed a ton of time, like an hour or more before going to this appointment, just to realize I didn't have an appointment. Like that would have been super annoying. Or if we had like gotten all dressed and ready to go and like headed out, and then got there just to realize I didn't have an appointment and have to like turn around and come home. Like at least we were already out, so it was kind of like nothing ventured, nothing gained sort of thing. But I'm just like, how sorry that I'm playing with my hair. I really want to get this knot out. I don't know how I did that. It's the whole thing. I'm also, like I said, kind of having like a whole mental breakdown sort of thing, and I feel like that's kind of a whole, maybe a whole video unto itself, frankly. But I basically kind of applied for like almost like my dream job back like, I don't know, probably 6 months ago at this point. I was still pregnant, and it was like, you know, fairly early in my pregnancy, and I figured it'd be something I could do while I was pregnant and then go back to a little while after having him. But I didn't really hear back until last week, and obviously I have a 5-week-old baby at this point, but I was still really excited about the opportunity. And I got an interview, and I did the interview, and I was offered the job, and I like accepted it on the spot because I was just really excited. But then last night, I don't know, I started just like completely losing sleep over the whole situation, you know, actually getting a chance to reflect on it and think about like how it would work. And granted, it's like a part-time thing, and I feel like it would be very flexible. So I think for those reasons, like it could potentially work. But I also feel like on top of being a brand new mom, a first-time mom, having a newborn, having a husband, having cats and a house to stay on top of, plus YouTube, which I do full-time, and that honestly, even though YouTube is like a voluntary thing, you know, I don't have to do YouTube, I don't have to post videos. There's no big ramifications if I don't, you know, consistently post, or I don't film, or I don't edit. It's not something that I have to do, but it is something that I do, that I like doing, that I want to continue to do. And so I treat it like a full-time job. I do it like a full-time job. I spend a ton of hours, you know, every single week filming, editing, uploading thumbnails, descriptions. Like it's very time intensive, and I enjoy it, and I don't want to stop doing it. But I kind of already, as a new mom, feel kind of stretched really thin doing the mom thing, the wife thing, the household thing, the chore thing, the pet mom thing, the YouTube thing, and now I'm like picking up a job that requires requires me leaving the house. And granted, like I said, it would only be part-time, and I would only probably be willing to commit like maybe 10 hours a week to it, but still that's like 10 hours that I already feel like I don't have to do what I'm doing currently, like my existing life, you know, and just general tasks and stuff around the house. And obviously y'all are seeing this very delayed, I think, but holiday shopping and gift wrapping and sending out Christmas cards and just all the things that are involved with just being a new mom. Like I feel like a lot of new moms, especially with a baby this young at 5 weeks old, you know, their house is barely together. Like they're just taking care of a baby. And part of me wishes I could just take care of a baby, you know, and just be a mom full time and not even have YouTube on my plate and just do like the basic stuff, because that already feels like a lot. But on top of it, I'm still doing YouTube stuff. I really never took a maternity leave. I continue to film and edit pretty much right when we came home from the hospital. And again, I like those things. Well, I don't really like editing. Editing's annoying, but I like these things. I like filming. I like having documentation of memories and all these kinds of things. And I love, you know, interacting with you guys and having this platform. But at the same time, I never gave myself a chance to just like kind of have a maternity leave and just be a mom full time. Like all I do is just be present with him and take care of him. And I feel like I wish I could do that, and I had done that. And then in my downtime, I could take naps, or I could read books or watch Christmas movies and like do enjoyable things, rather than constantly feeling like I am being pulled a million directions and being stretched so thin. And oh, I need to edit, oh, I need to do this for the house, oh, I need to get groceries, oh, I need to meal plan, you know, all the millions of things that come with being a mom and a homeowner and a wife, on top of doing YouTube, and then trying to add another job on top of that kind of seems silly. Even though it's like basically my dream job, and I would have killed for this job literally any other time, especially if I had been offered it when I applied. Obviously I didn't apply when I had a newborn, and I didn't really anticipate how that would look once I know I was pregnant, but I didn't anticipate how it would look after I had a baby. And he's only 5 weeks old. Like I know some people go back to work at like 6 weeks and 8 weeks or 12 weeks, and you know, there's all different time frames, but I feel like he's still really young for me to be leaving him, even though again it would probably only be for like 4 or 5 hours at a time, maybe like 2 times a week, so it's not like it would be anything crazy. But at the same time, I don't like the idea of leaving him. Obviously I feel like most moms don't really love that. And then the whole idea of, you know, we're breastfeeding, so pumping and that whole, the logistics of that. And then Ken could definitely watch him. Thankfully his like work from home schedule is pretty flexible. That's not the point. Like Ken's not supposed to be doing childcare. He's, you know, he works full time and he could totally do it, but I just, it's not really his responsibility, it's mine, and it's not really how we envisioned or planned things to be having a newborn. And I have the ability and the very, very, very fortunate privilege of being able and being in the position to be a fully stay-at-home mom. You know, even if I chose not to do YouTube, I could just be a mom, but I do YouTube too, so I'm kind of a stay-at-home working mom. And I feel like adding something else on top of that is just, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. As much as I want to do it, I really, really want to do it, but I don't really want to leave him, you know, even for that short period of time, especially at this young age. But I really like, I'm so excited about the opportunity, which is why I got a little too excited and kind of like accepted the job before like really, really, really reflecting on it. And Ken would support whatever I chose. If I wanted to do it, he would be for it. And if I decide that it's not gonna work, he's for it too. But I don't know, I feel like I'm so torn, because there's pros and cons to both sides. And part of me is almost feeling like I need just like a complete break, like from everything, like just to fully be present and be a mom totally, and just have the maternity leave I never gave myself, and just do things only with him, just do mom things, take care of him, obviously house things. And then when I'm not doing that, rather than worrying about filming and editing and all these other things, like just enjoy downtime and maybe read a book or take a nap or whatever. But at the same time, that's just not the kind of person I am, and I'm afraid that I would try to do that and I would just feel listless and maybe not bored, but I would just feel like I don't have something to do, and I'm kind of the kind of person that needs something to do and I need to be busy, and it's just part of me. But maybe that's like a bad part of me, and maybe that's a character flaw, and maybe that's an issue, and that's something I need to fix. And so just saying that that's part of me is kind of an excuse, and maybe it's part of me that needs to be addressed or kind of fixed, or I don't know. So I have a whole lot of thoughts. Honestly, I woke up at like 2 a.m. with him and did a diaper change and fed him, and then I stayed up until he woke up again at like 4:30, just typing out like all my thoughts and just like literally like brain dumping and unloading. And I sent it to my girlfriend so that I could kind of get some perspective, and hopefully, like, obviously Ken and I talked about it, but kind of get some other perspectives, because I think I need to just get my thoughts out, and that was very helpful to just get them somewhere other than just jumbled in my head. But I still feel like I don't know what to do. I don't have a decision. There's a lot of pros and cons, and I just don't know what makes sense. I mean, ideally I would love to do this job, just not right now. I feel like most moms are still, you know, in the thick of it with the 5-week-old, which I'm feeling like very confident in my parenting, and he's great and everything's going really well. But I feel like, you know, no one goes back to work this early, or very few people go back to work this early, and technically I've already gone back to work with my, you know, YouTube job, and that's already taking a lot from me, and I don't think it's like mentally, I don't know, advisable to bite off more, because I can hardly chew what I have going on right now. But then turning down like a once in a lifetime like dream opportunity, like that will eat at me, and I don't want to kick myself or regret not doing it. But I also don't want to sacrifice, you know, time with him, or, you know, being a good mom, being a present mom. And I know you can work and be a good mom, I'm not saying that, but I don't know, I just don't know if it's what's best for us and our family, at least not right now. So that's where I'm at. Ken has a very like defined opinion on what I should do, and I'm still trying to figure it out. But I have a lot more thoughts on this subject. Trust me, I could go on and on. I mean, I have been going on and on. I could go on and on for like probably 20 more minutes and like recite everything I wrote, because what I wrote took me 2 hours to write. Like, it is so long. It is probably like 3 Microsoft Word pages of text. It is a lot, but it was helpful. It was kind of therapeutic in its own way. So anyway, that's kind of what's going on up here and in here in our life. And obviously, like I said, when y'all are seeing this, it's very delayed, because like I said, I'm trying to sort of take a break to some degree and not have YouTube, you know, overtake my mothering and my parenting. I'm still trying to adjust from being just, you know, a couple, just the two of us, and doing YouTube, and then now there's a huge thing that now needs to take priority over other things, and I'm still adjusting, and I know that's normal. So anyway, that's the situation, but we're super happy with the diaper rash situation. I'm feeling really blessed to have these problems. I feel like I shouldn't complain, because basically my problem is that I'm so blessed and fortunate enough to be a stay-at-home mom. I'm so blessed and fortunate enough to be able to do, hey, you're okay, to be able to do YouTube full-time, which I've always wanted to do, and I'm so blessed and fortunate to have this opportunity presented to me. So I have so many amazing things, you know, going on, and it's like a great problem to have almost, but it's still hard. It's still really hard. So anyway, that's the situation. I'm also like vlogging and taking clips like so infrequently, and I feel like all these vlogs are probably so incohesive and don't make sense, and they're all sporadic, and I like, part of me is like, well, yeah, that's just gonna happen because I'm just filming random things and we're not doing much, where like a daily vlog would make a lot of sense either. But I also kind of wish I was being more consistent with filming and having at least things that kind of made sense in chunks, rather than just clips here and clips there and probably random, and I don't even know what I'm filming half the time. Like, I don't remember what I filmed and what I haven't, so I don't even know if the vlogs are making sense to those of y'all that are watching. So I have a lot to figure out. I'm like totally fine, but I feel like I have a lot going on up here, and I need to kind of get it sorted. So anyway, I will chat with y'all later.